Looked. That's an expression many Americans should be repeating, as our constitutional process has failed to anticipate this failure. In blue is the map of presidential systems around the world. I'm going to point out that most of these countries are in the Americas or in Africa, and most of these countries have or have ever been a dictatorship, except for one. The United States has never been a dictatorship, although that line is teetering, and I will explain why. The basic structure of a presidential system with three branches: an executive, who is the president who enforces the law, a legislative branch who is directly elected by the people and makes the law, and a judicial branch that can either be appointed or elected that interprets the law. They're supposed to be co-equal and check each other, but there's one thing the Founding Fathers didn't account for. Is political parties, and this is an old election map, so not correct. That problem comes when one party controls all three branches with very little political division in that party. And this has happened before, but the parties who have controlled all three branches have had many political divisions. Simple, at the zenith of democratic power during the 1960s, there was a large division between the Northern Democrats and the Southern Democrats. You had progressives like Hubert Humphrey, and then racists like George Wallace. Just listen to this famous speech by him.
I draw the line in the dust and toss the gauntlet before the feet of tyranny, and I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
The Republican Party at the time, there were also divisions between radical conservatives like Reagan, liberal Republican Rockefeller Republican wing of Nelson Rockefeller and Gerald Ford. The tradition of political parties having major divisions goes back to the northern and southern factions of the Democratic Republican Party, right to the stalwart and half-breed factions of the Republican Party. The presidential system only works when the branches are willing to stop an overzealous executive, and that is not what is happening now. The presidency has developed where the president has stolen the powers of war, tariffs, and the power of the purse, most recently with Doge. While the only major division of the Republican Party exists really in the Senate between the crazies and the non-crazies. While in a parliamentary system with proportional representation, which normally creates multi-party coalitions, the executive, the prime minister, can be removed midterm. The United States is technically possible, but it's very hard to remove a president because of the two-thirds majority required for conviction in the Senate. Andrew Johnson survived impeachment by one vote. Meanwhile, a president who wants to act like a dictator, like Donald Trump, who is intent to rule without Congress by executive order, can do this. Of our Constitution wanted a weak president, and that is not what has happened over U.S. history, with the imperial presidency growing stronger and stronger. Is our next president has got to take action to reduce the power of the presidency. Of course, everybody wants power, so this is unlikely to happen, but it needs to happen for the sake of the country. We will end up like the semi-presidential Weimar Republic, which failed due to its over-presidentialism. Presidential system only works when the intentions of both the president and his party, who control both houses, if they control both houses, are good. When that does not happen and the other party fails to check it, then we have a problem. Hopefully this changes with the midterms, but I don't know. That the interests of both the congressional and presidential Republican Party are not in our interest. Exacerbated by people like Elon Musk, who exist outside of the government structure and can do basically whatever they want. The next president, even if it's God himself, is going to have a lot of work to do and to fix a lot of stuff, and make sure this never happens again. I'm going to leave it there.